Okay, so you missed the lab today, and here's what you need to know. We had a bag of rice grains, lots of them, and everyone had to make a guess as to how many were in the bag. Then we actually did it. We didn't count out every individual piece of rice, obviously. So first I had everyone count out 50 grains of rice, and I had everyone figure out how much do 50 grains of rice weigh. So for example, let's say you did it and they weighed 0.95 grams. How many grams does one grain weigh? You take the mass divided by how many grains of rice there were. So in this case, it would be 0.019 grams for every 1 grain of rice. Why did we use 50? Why not just 1 grain of rice? Well, for 1, it's too small. And for 2, you don't know if you're getting an outlier. So if you do 50, that's a better chance that you're getting a good representative sample. Then we'll read the entire bag of rice. Let's say it was 187 grams. Now you can take the entire mass of the bag and divide it by how much 1 grain of rice weighs, and you can figure out how many grains of rice were in that entire bag. I should mention too, we subtracted off the mass of the plastic bag that it was in. So not a lot of people guessed that there were about 10,000 grains of rice in their bag. It was pretty impressive. Now, when somebody counted out the 50 grains of rice, we timed them. Let's say it took 60 seconds for them to count out that 50 grains. We took 50 grains and we can divide that by the 60 seconds. 50 divided by 60. That means we were able to count out 0.83 grains of rice per second. So if you were trying to count out a bag of 9,842 grains, how long would it take you? Well, you can count out 0.83 grains per second, so we can divide and figure out how many seconds it would take. 11,858 seconds. Let's divide by 60 seconds in 1 minute. That's 198 minutes. Let's figure out how many hours that is, divided by 60 minutes per hour. That's about 3.3 hours. Takes you quite a long time. Then for the last part of the lab, we had different samples of goldfish, popcorn kernels, and we actually used peas for today. But an entire bag of goldfish weighs 187 grams. So we figured out how much the number of fish there were in a sample size, like 10 goldfish, and based on how much 1 goldfish weighs, we were able to do some math, just like the rice above, and figure out how many goldfish were in a bag, how many kernels of popcorn are in a bag, and how many split peas there were in a bag. So you should have the sample data in your folder, so you can go ahead and use that to do your own calculations and get caught up.